Get off of her! You cannot push it! You cannot Congress! You can't push members of Congress!
Well, this is the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, Baraka, and it turns out the Trump administration is not lying. Do not mess with Homeland Security operations, or you will be arrested like the mayor has been.
Put your hands on me? For real, if it's harassed, you know that's wrong.
Now, if you have been following this story, this should not be surprising. I will give you all of the facts and details very soon. But I also want to mention members of Congress, they were almost arrested as well.
If we're not going in, you're in violation of federal law. And we will pursue you. And you don't need to be at the end of that conduction. So either we'll see it or you'll tell us who's there.
Okay, so what is going on? Why do we have a city mayor getting arrested? Why do we have several representatives possibly impeding on Homeland Security? Well, it's all about this.
Lawmakers in Newark are worried a detention center reopened by ICE officials to house immigrants could be in violation of local and state laws.
Now, that hall is a private for-profit facility with room for more than 1,000 people. Mayor Baraka says that ICE renovated Delaney Hall without the proper work permits, inspections, and certificate of occupancy, and this poses some safety risks. So he has filed a complaint in county court.
So I hope you caught that. The mayor of Newark, New Jersey already put in a facility complaint to take it to the court systems, yet he still managed to get arrested by just walking on into the facility area.
The fear of individuals just going about their lives in the streets. We came here to see the conditions inside, and those conditions aren't bad. We don't know that everyone who is inside belongs there, but we knew that people are okay, they're safe, it's clean, they're feeding them. ICE is out of control. ICE thinks it can intimidate all of us, and it cannot intimidate any of us. And we, the people, will make sure that this administration adheres to the rules that separate us from dictatorships in other third world countries. And I've spoken much too long. Let me turn this over to LaMonica.
Get off of her! You cannot push it! You cannot Congress! You can't push members of Congress! Get off of her!
You are fascists! Fascists is peaceful!
Now, as many of you are aware, the Trump administration has been very serious about anything that has to do with obstruction or getting in the way of ICE operations, which falls under Homeland Security. Now, I want to point this out. It looks like these members of government are saying they were assaulted in the process of being in the area of ICE and nobody did anything about it. Here's what she has to say.
What all of you watch occurred is just how reckless ICE is. It is unacceptable that me as a member of Congress, as a black woman here in this city, was just assaulted by multiple ICE officers while regional directors of ICE watched it happen. Since we toured the whole facility with them, no one offered an apology or said anything to me about what occurred out here. Not only was I assaulted, but Congressman Bonnie Watson was assaulted, and of course Congressman Rob Menendez was roughed up as he was trying to protect us. makes no sense, and it is highly unacceptable how this administration is trying to restrict Congress from doing their bare duties and the responsibilities that the people have elected us to do.
Now, make sure you leave your comments down below how you feel about all of this. Again, the narrative seems to be from these members of Congress. Of course, they are Democrats. They are saying, look, we showed up, but we also got roughhoused, and because of that, this is why ICE is bad, and they are liars. I mean, that's literally what they're saying.
Along with 3 members of Congress. It was an act of intimidation. It was an act of intimidation not just to the mayor, not just to us, but to everyone watching. We know what ICE has been doing in our communities. We know that the president lied and this administration lies every day when they're saying they're going after criminals. It is not true. They feel no weight of the law. They feel no restraint on what they should be doing. And that was shown in broad daylight today when they not just arrested the mayor of Newark, but when they put their hands on 2 members of Congress who are standing behind me. How is this acceptable? To anyone in this country, how is this acceptable?
Now, of course, there is a lot of pushback, especially on the internet and everybody watching these clips. Check this video out. Here you have a caller saying they were not assaulted.
So while I love the scheme, the game, and the tactics of these individuals that are perfectly fine and were not touched, I will say very clearly, the mayor
they were
did
not
have
assaulted.
A right to
these 3 individuals, none of them were assaulted. Because
does
this
it
is
look
what
like
they said.
they were assaulted, Martha?
No, they looked
Does it look
fine.
like
But I'm asking,
fine?
you know, in terms of what happened in there, you know, it is very striking, especially after having read the list of at least some of the people who are in this facility. And
Right.
I'm trying to figure out exactly what they are doing to protect the people of New Jersey.
It's called grandstanding, unfortunately, Martha. And when you break the law, there's no grandstanding that will help you. Period. The end.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Unfortunately for this woman in the red, which is one of our members of Congress, I'm going to play this video for you and make sure you pay attention. She did put her hands on a law enforcement officer, and obviously that could be grounds for obstruction and arrest, even though she's saying she was assaulted. Check this clip out. So again, as you can see from the video evidence, I don't see how this member of Congress is not about to face some trouble as far as the Trump administration is concerned. Again, the Trump administration could care less if you are a judge, if you are a governor, if you are a member of Congress. If you impede, let alone touch a law enforcement officer, that is very bad.
Get off of her! You cannot push it! You cannot Congress! You can't push members of Congress!
This is peaceful! You are fascists!
Get off of her!
Peaceful! You are fascists! This is peaceful! Get off of her! Get off of her!
And I don't know if you guys can hear that. You have people in the background saying, get your hands off her. You can't touch her. She's a member of Congress. Again, as the Trump administration already said, no one is above the law. I don't think there's a law out there that says if you're a member of Congress, you can shove or push around a law enforcement officer.
We know what ICE has done in the past. We've seen them. We know how they operate. We know that they have picked people up who have not broken any laws. We know they've deported people and refused to bring them back.
So joining me now by phone, Republican New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew. Congressman, good to have you with us. What is your understanding of what happened here and what's going on?
Well, I don't know that any of us totally understand what happened there. It's not understandable. It's people who are supposed to be writing the laws, abiding by the laws, believe in the rule of law, and they are breaking the law. And what's really disturbing that this happened in New Jersey, in the state that is a sanctuary state declared by the governor, where we've spent money on God knows what, on clothing, housing, feeding, transporting, and everything else with illegals. Now we don't want to send those illegals back to where they belong, that have been indicted or convicted at their country of origin or in the United States. We don't need that here in America, and we don't need it here in New Jersey. these folks who were there, especially the members of Congress, and I'm always reluctant to criticize my colleagues, but this is terrible. They don't have their finger on the pulse of what real hardworking Americans are thinking. You know what, Martha?
That is such a good point. We have our lawmakers breaking laws. Make it make sense. It is pretty bizarre if you ask me, but I want to point this out. Tom Homan has already said time and time again, if you impede or you obstruct, it doesn't matter who you are, you will be arrested. It doesn't matter if you're the mayor of Newark, New Jersey.
To a mayor or a local police department chief that is under Democratic leadership that obstructs ICE in your federal agents that are helping get these deportations, what happens to them?
Well, first of all, if they don't want to help us get the hell out of the way, we're going to do it. If I got to send twice the amount of resources to that city, that's what we're going to do. If they would give us access to the jail, that would mean less agents in the community. For them pushing back and not letting us in the jail, it just means more agents are going to be in the community, so they're hurting themselves. Finally, I'll say this. They need to educate themselves. They need to review this. Title 8, United States Code 1324, III. Read about that and don't cross that line because it is a felony to harbor and conceal an illegal alien from ICE. Read the statute, don't cross that line.
That's a warning from Tom Homan right there.
All right, so if you are still watching this video, I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will keep you guys up to date on this entire story.